able to come back in this game.
Yeah, as you guys talked about, the points in the paint, so a couple of road tower was super efficient. And that deflection was for the second half of this game. But I got to utilize our bench. Dom played some really good minutes, so hopefully we could get some good stuff out of her in the second half.
All right, Noe, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Certainly saw some nice bounce and just going right over Aaliyah Boston.
You brought it up before, though, and to Noe there. Double overtime game and then a day game today. Cunningham again. Sophie Cunningham, 3 for 3 from deep. 9-point Indiana lead. Wheeler had a poke from behind. She's given Brent and his hoodie a run for its money.
No, she doesn't hide the snacks.
That's
like
right.
Her dad did, though.
Right, her dad had the secret snack compartment.
The snack pouch.
Holly, you got a little something on the bounce back for Seattle after that double OT? Because Nneka, she looks just fine.
Did a film session and just a light walkthrough at 11 a.m. yesterday, but I thought it was interesting. Noelle Quinn told us that Skylar Diggins was here at 7 a.m. doing Pilates, so I don't think they're too tired, but she has been very judicious in her use of the bench and making sure she has that energy late in the game when they need it.
I mean, when you talk about work ethic and fitness, Skylar Diggins as good as it gets. As Williams rattles in the jumper. When you look at Nneka and Skylar, the shape that they maintain throughout the course of the season, all these years into their career, so impressive as McDonald spins it in, plus the foul, and Ari McDonald a chance for 3.
Where did she get to, Ryan? Out of Ari's house, she just got to her house.
You know, you set me up with a beautiful lob, and I just...
Whiff.
Just 10 points combined between Mitchell and Boston, and yet Indiana a 10-point lead. Diggins couldn't finish it. Out of bounds, going to stay here. Shooting 54% as a team. Diggins, great look. The block from Boston, and then the shot clock violation. But it looked like it had hit the rim, and that's what Nneka Ogwumike is saying. And then Wheeler gets wide open as Kelsey Mitchell got screened. And that's a bucket for Seattle that never should have existed. But they take advantage. Howard on the other end can't finish. Storm looking to push in transition. Wheeler into the corner, and Williams couldn't hang on.
See the
striking out Wheeler. Mitchell will fire. Still can't hit from 3. Kelsey Mitchell 0 for 5 from downtown. It's 50% from 3. Having an all WNBA type season. Had a great case to make one last season, got a lot of votes, but fell short. You would think she'd make it this season as Wheeler can't finish. Here comes McDonald, 5-on-4 developing. McDonald blasting to the bucket. A little too much on it. Magbagor now. Williams. Directing traffic, wants a screen, gets it from Magbagor, gets it back to her. Magbagor able to finish. Outstanding orchestration there from Gabby Williams, and Indiana needs a timeout.
Gabby Williams on the drive.
Just in case fans are wondering, well, you know, what happens off a deflection from a defensive player if it hits the rim? Shot clock still would reset. It doesn't have to be a shot. As Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul. In the pro game, in order for the shot clock to reset on a ball that hits the rim. In the pro game, just as 9-point Indiana lead. Howard has 15 points, 7 of 9 from the floor. Low pass, Mitchell digs it up, using her size on McDonald. Here's Magbagor leaving it short. Kelsey, but Indiana has been able to weather it thus far. Here's Cunningham, who has 13. Boston keeps it, dishes, knocked away out of bounds, 7 to shoot. Arnold leaves it short on the 3. Indiana just 3 for 14 from downtown. Knocked away by Howard into the lap of Kelsey Mitchell and Magbagor. And Mitchell hits the free throw. Does that get in? Would combine for that. You'd never think this would be the score. Cunningham again! Sophie Cunningham has tied her season high, 16 points, 4 of 4 from three-point range.
Fantastic.
The pony needed to be on point, and it is, most importantly. Joining Lenny Wilkins as the only immortalized on the logo there. Here. Such a great basketball area. Level. So many legendary careers beginning in the Pacific Northwest. Here's McDonald. Off to Hull, shot clock at 3, finds Howard, her jumper, sure.
That was a terrific defensive possession by Seattle and a way to get a decent look at the end of the shot clock.
17 for Howard. She is 8 for 10 from the floor. Poked away by Hull and out of bounds.
Possession, there wasn't a lot there. Malunga fronting, Aaliyah Boston making no pass, able to go into the post, and still great job by Howard. Flashes, catches at the free throw line and still drains it.
I mean, she just has a knack for spots on the floor, for being a scavenger on putbacks on the glass. Malunga off on a 3. McDonald falls in the rebound, pushing pace immediately for Indiana. Here's Cunningham, one more. Not that time. Knocked around, and Magbagor comes down with it. Malunga running the floor, trying to save it, and does. Mitchell lays it in. Here's Duntis. She provided some scoring off the bench in the first half. Catches it on the move and gets fouled on the pass.
Aaron McDonald a little
for Seattle. Duntis fakes the 3, the drive, the floater, too strong. Hull a 3, off. Howard trying to grab it, and it so often. Here's Malunga on the drive, laying it in with the left hand. Seeing that aspect of the repertoire from the 19-year-old. Stephanie White, as she looked at the way things are condensed in the standings and started to think about, is a 2-seed possible? Is a 3-seed possible? She said no, but the one thing she has focused on with her team is tiebreakers. It was important for them to get one against Vegas a little over a week ago, and now feeling like it's really important to lock that down here against Seattle. Colson couldn't hang on to it. Gabby Williams jumper ribs out. Cunningham able to hang on to the board and got fouled, so free throws here for you and I both, as we were flying here yesterday. We're watching Minnesota just absolutely thump been the MVP of the league up until this point.
Certainly one of Minnesota's best games of the year in terms of shooting the basketball from deep on one.
And a travel here, and Minnesota also making
probably their best performance of the season, but certainly adds some toughness, in particular on the defensive end of the floor at the wing position.
10-point Indiana lead as Colson tosses it too tall. A week from today, 12:30 Eastern on ABC, August 10th. First game was another exciting matchup between those teams. Williams with that mid-range jumper. Seattle has not really been able to claw close. Finish this third. Boston looking to take the rookie. Boston can't find anything there. Malunga the denial. Ogwumike stops and hits. It's a 6-point game.
Seattle cleared out the left side action.
They lose it on the screen. Diggins alone for the lay. No field goals since then And it's just a 4-point cushion to begin the fourth. Ari McDonald, Kelsey Mitchell back in for Indiana as Agumake leaves that one short. And Boston.
Floor cleared out. It wasn't a two-player game, just a cut by Agumake.
Here's Hull into Boston. Off to McDonald, 6 to shoot. McDonald sneaks in, finds the cutter. Howard curls it home on another perfectly timed Natasha Howard cut.
It was cutting towards the basket.
19 for Howard, 7 assists for McDonald. How about Malunga using the size?
Minutes here today for Malunga.
Nice look again, McDonald to Howard with the dart. McDonald. Thrown away, McDonald off the steal, will pedal it up and in through the contact from Williams. And a timeout taken by Noelle Quinn. Big start to the fourth from Air.
Early intervention specialization, which is what she wants to do when she gets done playing basketball. She said there is a lot of pressure. She had to do a present.
Paper due right now. Ooh.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Hull off. Rebound, Magligor trying to save it. Everybody falls down except Aaliyah Boston.
Great hustle by Aaliyah Boston initially just to get in there and make that board difficult for Seattle to corral.
Here's Wheeler. Stuck, nearly threw it away. Agumake can't smush it in. Boston trying to save it. No one was there, and it ends up in a Agumake layup.
Back-to-back ball when they fell out of bounds.
8-point Indiana lead, seeking a 5th straight win and to lock down the tiebreaker against Seattle. Here's McDonald. Bounces to Boston, center of the lane, able to flip it in. It's another double-double for Aaliyah Boston. Her 14th of the season. The foul on Hull gave a little nudge. Not front her in that game. Did not use their athleticism to be disruptive. Our focus was Boston and Mitchell. They've been mostly held in check, but the rest of the Fever have gone off, and the Fever defense has been terrific.
Yeah, just the trap there, making things very difficult for Erica Wheeler. She couldn't see an open player, took time to deliver.
Telling us she's loved the aggression and discipline defensively of late. Back iron it off, and a whistle here against Indiana. Howard, Alicia Clark. Here's Diggins. Got fouled, and Skylar Diggins is going to go to the line. Shoot her 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Liberty able to snap their skid with a win against Connecticut today. Sabrina, great atmosphere at Target Center and really great basketball. Things. Even if Nafisa Collier has to miss time, Mitchell still can't get it to drop.
Not trapping this half, switching, and still Mitchell unable to get the shot to fall.
Knocked away by McDonald. Bibby, the flick ahead. Mitchell can't lay it in. Here comes Seattle, down 9. 5:45 to go. Good look inside, and Magligor finishes. Beautiful dish from Gabby Williams. 12 assists for Williams. Here's Mitchell. Cunningham getting ready to check back in, and Diggins got tripped. Looked like it maybe initially should have been a kick.
Are they calling this a transition take foul too?
No, I think just a loose ball foul.
Okay.
For Skylar Diggins, and that's what was being explained to her as she was frustrated. Agumake can't fit. Here's Mitchell. Good look. Boston finishes plus the foul. A chance for 3 for Aaliyah Boston. After a nice...
It's for her.
It feels like, unofficially, Indiana has more from 3, but they've had a lot of and ones. Agumake, loose handle, lost it. Mitchell up with it, running with McDonald and Boston. Boston gets free and finishes Timeout, Seattle. Lead back to 12 for Indiana. And Boston has the last 9 fever points. Indiana, and when she's been good, they've generally won. Malunga, great set out of the timeout from Noelle Quinn and the Seattle coaching staff. And an easy bucket on the interior. Malunga in double figures off the bench. Here's Cunningham, who's 4 for 5 from 3 today. Boston has the last 9 fever points. Bibby jumper is off. An opportunity for Ogumake. Plotting, stopping, and hitting. And now Stephanie White wants a timeout. 8-point game with just under 4 minutes to go.
Indiana came out with a smaller
Donald, who's been great today on both ends. Off to Mitchell, a 3. Short. Kelsey Mitchell now 1 for 13 from the floor as Howard knocks that pass away. Mitchell 0 for 6 shots from their storm. Been a tough day offensively for them. Wheeler, big one on the way here. Is good. Five-point game, 7-0 Seattle run. Boston, no. Here comes Wheeler. Wheeler weaving, dishing. Malunga gives it up. Wheeler backing away with Boston honor. And a whistle away from the ball against Indiana. That is going to be there because Indiana has felt like they've really had control of this since they took the lead for good with 3. And Ogumake has cut it to 4 as she misses the second free throw. And 8-0. Last 5 minutes of game time. Only Aaliyah Boston has scored for Indiana. Here's Mitchell behind the back in traffic. And it goes out of bounds off of Seattle. McDonald floats it back to Cunningham. 7 to shoot. Off of McDonald into the backcourt. Shot clock down to 3, and it's out of bounds. Over, it got out of bounds. And the violation will give Seattle the opportunity. Wheeler misses the banker. Not a great shot there. Donald has it picked. Diggins on the steal, and Skylar Diggins misses the layup. Malunga misses the follow, but then Diggins! And a chance for 3. An 11-0 burst from Seattle, and feels like it came out of nowhere. Indiana lead. And nearly another steal. I get the feeling at some point the Fever are going to need Kelsey Mitchell to hit a shot. We'll take one here and hit. Mitchell had been 1 for 13 before that make. Here's Malunga. Guarded by Howard. Malunga, the touch is off. The rebound to Howard. Diggins pestering. Here is Mitchell. Mitchell dancing, giving it up. Under a minute and a half to go. Boston back to Mitchell. Her 3. Off. Malunga the rebound. Seattle. Ogumake. Using the screen out to Diggins. A 3. Can't hit. Malunga the board. Williams cross court. Diggins, another chance. Back iron and off. 2 chances to tie, but Diggins couldn't hit. Around the screen, back to Boston. Boston to McDonald. Off on a 3. Rebound to Ogumake, and a timeout taken by Seattle with 35.8 to later this regular season. Wheeler to inbound. Here is Diggins. Diggins trying to get away from the trap to the corner. Wheeler, no! Rebound batted out of bounds. Looked like Boston hit it last. And it will stay with Seattle with 26 seconds remaining. It's a tie, just haven't hit them. Wheeler goes down, no call. Here's Diggins. Diggins back to Agumake, another three. Back ironing off. Williams the O board. Still time for Seattle. Dump it in. Malunga turning, taking, and hitting. It's a 1-point game. 10.7 to go. She has trouble with the inbound. Cunningham gets it into Mitchell. Mitchell dancing to the cup, lays it in. 3-point Indiana lead, and now Seattle will use its reset, which gives me a chance to ask you, would you foul if you're Indiana up 3? Seattle down 3, now out of timeouts. Williams has to get it in. Here's Wheeler, gives it back. Williams a 3, off. Rebound Boston, gets it to Cunningham, and Indiana hangs on. A 5th straight victory for the Fever. Now will they call a foul on Seattle before time expires? Seal this thing, and there you go. Seattle is out of timeouts. They don't have their reset. Williams the rebound, and that will do it. The Fever hang on for a 5th straight victory.